All right, so we got our handy dandy thermal probe, and we have our non-vented end cap. This is the non-vented end cap for both the MOD1 and the MOD1S. That cool little thing that they have here is they've got like a little nozzle that's inward facing, and it's also bore size. So one thing I noticed on the CGS SEI6, great can. You can switch between ported and non-ported end caps, get that flow through and non-flow through action. It was a 30 cal end cap. This is a true 5.56 end cap with this little rearward facing nozzle. Probably got a little bit better at the ear sound than having a 30 cal end cap. I haven't asked BOE about the science behind why they went with a little nipple facing inward, but it is cool, and it's on both the ported and the non-ported, or we can call it vented or non-vented end cap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot the vented end cap 5 rounds. We're gonna snatch a temperature off the hottest part of the can, which is the rainbow part from us making it all pretty. And then we're gonna shoot 25 more rounds, catch a temperature, let it cool down to ambient, and then we're gonna switch to the non-vented end cap and do some temperature probing just to see the difference in temp. And then we'll run our 3-gun test through the MOD1S on all 3 platforms we did with the vented end cap. We're just gonna wait like 15 seconds to let that heat soak. We'll get an ambient reading on a dry cold can. 77.7 degrees ambient. After letting it heat soak for about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, we're at 145 even. We're now gonna shoot 25 more rounds, let it heat soak for about 20 seconds, and get a temp. Stabilizing around 476 degrees. I have this Superlative Arms gas block. That's the one that fits under this Noveske handguard. I do have it specifically gassed for the SIG SLX 5.56 full-size can, which is a longer can. It is a flow through, but it's got a little less back pressure. So when I'm running this in competition, my ejection's a little bit more towards the 2 o'clock. Right now with this can, short configuration flow through end cap, we're getting like 3 to 4 o'clock ejection. Still fantastic ejection, but it's very soft. I don't know if you notice how soft this gun shoots. Can is 79.7 degrees, so it's only about 1.5 degrees higher than it was last time. 5 rounds heat soak, 25 rounds heat soak. $147 degrees. About the same. After the 5th or 6th shot, I shut my eyes completely. Didn't breathe because I could feel it burning the edge of my nostrils. There's a lot more felt recoil in the shoulder as well, hitting me pretty harder. So just switching between non-vented and vented on the same configuration without adjusting your gas settings, it's a big difference. I don't know, you'll probably see that in the video, all the gas in the face. It was ejecting at like the 1 o'clock. It is a bit over gassed for this configuration. Hottest point, 458 degrees. Sound, it was still pretty loud for a short, it's still a short can, so it's still fairly vocal. A little quieter, but is that slight bit of quietness worth all that gas? This gun does have an adjustable gas block with bleed off. I could adjust it so that it's gassed properly for this, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna leave it at the same gas setting that it's set up for. So we are currently operating on plus gas setting because we're running the flow through can. Really smooth on this MCX. You know, we're on the plus gas. I wonder if it runs on the minus. Probably not, we'll try it. All right, so it runs on the minus gas setting with 55 grain. If I'm running like a 77 grain that burns a little different than this 55 grain, sometimes the minus gas doesn't work. But let's run it in minus gas. It'll be a little bit softer shooting and see what we get for gassing at the shooter. Getting 2 o'clock ejection. It's gassed perfectly for this 55 grain garbage ammo. And then did not get lockback on that last round, so it might be a little too soft. We'll go back to plus setting so it's reliable and soft. But again, this is nice flow through. It's letting gas go right through. It's exhausting out the front. Very casual to shoot. Let's do another array. Super nice. Exhausting out the front. Let's get this off and move it to the next one. This is on the minus gassing. Yeah, we'll do plus gas just to show what it's like. We'll do 5 rounds plus gas and then we'll switch over to minus. That was 230 ejection. Lots of gas in the mouth. Minus gas wasn't so bad. It was definitely softer shooting than the 10.5 inch Noveske at its gas setting. This being on minus gas was a lot nicer than the Noveske to shoot with the non-flow through end cap. But again, tons of gas at me. It was pissing out the mag well. It was coming out around the gas block and it was getting pushed down range. Sounded a little bit quieter on this setup with the 11.5 than it did the Noveske. See what we're up to for temp. About 400 degrees. So this is a 5.56 NATO barreled Type A rifles upper receiver with the BOE MOD1S with the ported end cap. But this is on the 16 inch. It does have adjustable gas. It's in a bleed off format. My ejection pattern's around the 2 o'clock, which is fantastic. There's almost no gas to the face, which is also fantastic. And it's very comfortable to shoot, very soft shooting. I was magged in a little too hard at 25 yards for full auto, but you can easily keep it on target through an LPVO at short distance. So pretty rad. 5 temp, 25 temp. $125 degrees. $429 at the hottest. Non-vented end cap. So this is more of a traditional can. Ambience at 114 degrees. 5 then 25. $184 as a high. It's a fast 25. I have a good wind to the back right now. It did get really gassy. It is a 16-inch gun though. It's not as bad as a short gun. The shorter guns, absolutely miserable to shoot with the non-vented end cap. With the breeze to the back, it wasn't so bad. I clipped 504 as the hottest temp. Thank you so much for watching. This is our kind of a non-scientific tabletop review of the BOE MOD1S with vented and non-vented. You know, we reviewed it with the vented end cap, much preferred on short guns. It's even greater on longer guns like a 16-inch SPR. Short can, signature still, the sound signature is louder with the vented, but it does pull a lot of gases away from you. It does slow that bolt carrier down, and it has a nice tone. We're using the angle spade adapter for hub to SIG muzzle device, and a pretty awesome little can. I would personally recommend running it with the vented end cap on all short guns and tune appropriately for it. Even on longer guns, I think vented, in this case, since it is a K can, vented is the way to go.